निवासिनि विष्णुविलासिनि जिष्णुनुते.
Hi guys, if any of you are viewers of Rajiv Malhotra's channel or readers of his books, you all must have known of his and his co-authors' problem with GODREJ in India and their actions. I haven't read that book, so I don't know the exact details of those things, but we will get to one small clip of their problem with GODREJ to be specific. But today I stumbled upon something pretty curious. Do we need to be worried about GODREJ? More so than Rajiv Malhotra already warns us. So first, someone from our Facebook libertarian discussion group posted a data about the metros in India. Let's check out what that data says. So you see in the graph, projected versus actual ridership of metro rail systems in India. It's by an organization called WRI India. So projected daily ridership in lakhs, actual daily ridership in lakhs. So you see Bengaluru, Chennai, Jaipur, Kochi, Lucknow, Mumbai, Hyderabad. All of them have actually way less actual daily ridership in lakhs compared to what the government had predicted. Now, this was posted in the libertarian discussion group, which gave me also an excuse to jump to the idea that, see, this is why government should not go around deciding these things for the public. Because if a private company had been handling how many metros to make, what to make, how much to make, they would do it more efficiently without wasting money. Because the government did it, that's why their projected ridership was way more than what people were actually inclined to use them for. But because I used to be vegan, I now have some eggs once in a while. Ever since becoming a vegan, I learned never to take any study, any data seriously without investigating first who is the donor of that study. So that was before I had actually noticed that this was posted in 2020. So that's a big joke in itself. Why do we need to take this study seriously 3 years after it was done? And in the middle of the pandemic. See how fishy is that? And also notice that Delhi and Kolkata is not mentioned here because they were done much earlier than some people had come to power. Anyway, I don't think it doesn't have to be an entirely anti-BJP angle here just for now. But let's check some other things out. So first I went to WRI's website and checked out who are the donors. The donors is just one organization. There are no multiple donors. WRI gratefully acknowledges our donor, Firoz Shah GODREJ Foundation. The Firoz Shah GODREJ Foundation was established this and that. Affordable healthcare is promoted by the foundation through the GODREJ Memorial Hospital. Then I started googling other things and found some pretty interesting things. Check out this article from 2018. GODREJ has a problem with Modi government's bullet train and it's land related. And what is that problem? The land acquisition drama that has beset the Modi government's ambitious bullet train project, which so far was mostly limited to farmers and fruit growers along the train corridor, now has a more powerful actor on stage. According to the Business Standard, the GODREJ group has moved the Bombay High Court against the acquisition of its Vikhroli property, which is worth more than Rs 500 crore. This means that unless the group changes its mind, the authorities will have to either change the track alignment or forcibly acquire the land under the provisions of the Maharashtra Land Acquisition Act 2013. Now let's check out an update article on this in 2022, just last year November. Land acquisition completed on entire line except GODREJ and Boys Plot, Maharashtra to High Court. Of the total 508 kilometers of rail track between Mumbai and Ahmedabad, about 21 kilometers is to be underground. One of the entry points to the underground tunnel falls on the land at Vikhroli owned by GODREJ. The Maharashtra government on Monday informed the Bombay High Court that the land acquisition process on the entire line of the Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train project has been completed except the plot owned by GODREJ and Boys Manufacturing Company Limited at suburban Vikhroli. The state government and the company are embroiled in a legal dispute since 2019 over the acquisition of the company-owned land in Vikhroli for the bullet train project. And now check this out. GODREJ, a deeply problematic association with anti-Hindu, anti-India elements and the silencing of a dharmic LGBTQIA activist. GODREJ cannot escape the responsibility of promoting elements like Anish, and neither can it stay silent while pro-India voices are deplatformed, whether knowingly or unknowingly as a result of influence the company holds. This has always been my problem with LGBTQI activists in India and the veganism activists in India, because they align themselves with American left. The moment you align yourself with leftists of anywhere, I'm done with your cause. I'll still be vegan as much as possible in my day-to-day life. I'll never talk against the rights of transgender people and gay people, but I'll never align myself with these people because their friends are problematic to India and they have agreements with the enemies of India and the territory of India. You want to be an activist for animal rights? No problem. Go around telling people that yes, let's eat less amounts of animals, as less as possible. Additionally, don't have a Facebook group to discuss the dictatorial Modi policies. Don't go around defending Azad Kashmir. That's my problem with the LGBTQIA movement all over the world. And now let's check out her opinion on this. She is one of the co-authors of the book Snakes in the Ganga, as you all might know already.
Namaste. While Ashoka University peddles Western LGBTQ trends upon Indian teachers and students, GODREJ has set up the GODREJ India Culture Lab. That is.
By the way, if you all don't know already, there's already something called a culture lab in USA. They are big on dismantling Hindutva, etc. They are insanely anti-Hindu.
Leading India's queer movement. Both have very little to do with India's culture. The example of the kind of activist that GODREJ promotes is Anish Gawande, brand ambassador for the GODREJ India Culture Lab. Gawande is also a self-described anti-nationalist, founder of Pink List India and the director of the Dara Shikoh Fellowship Program, which is a partnership with the Harvard US India Initiative. In his speech to promote GODREJ India Culture Lab, Gawande closed by asking people to escalate the Kashmir secessionist movement.
What's Kashmir secessionism got to do with LGBTQI rights in India? Why do they do these things all the time? No, that's because intersectionality. They think Kashmiris are almost as victimized as LGBTQI people. That's why they need to align themselves with everyone and anyone. So fair enough. Go ahead with that. You all will be diluting your own legitimate cause in itself.
He said that the GODREJ Culture Lab is a place to know more about activism by combining digital humanities with the Kashmir cause. He also has a history of supporting rallies against the Citizenship Amendment Act.
Great.
One of his articles against India was quoted at the US House Foreign Affairs Committee hearing on South Asia human rights on Kashmir.
The same committee from where Ilhan Omar got herself fired.
He has openly come out in support of persons responsible for inciting violence in JNU, as well as in support of those who openly make claims of wanting to break India. It's no surprise that he has also spoken up against the Indian Army. A media report featured how the GODREJ Culture Lab selectively deplatforms and cancels LGBTQ activists who do not support an anti-Hindu and anti-India narrative.
Yes, this is a topic Abhijit Iyer Mitra recently spoke of on Khalid Beg's podcast, that the LGBTQI movement in India is filled with anti-India, anti-Hindu people. And that's his problem with those people as well, and that's why he does not align himself with those people and their ideas.
Activist is Gopi Shankar Madurai, who was deplatformed from a major event sponsored by GODREJ. This despite the fact that GODREJ proudly claims to champion inclusivity and progressive policies.
So all their inclusion and diversity is obviously just racial and gender diversity. No diversity of thought, no inclusion of different kinds of thoughts.
Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramyaka Pardini Jaya